One of the most common questions that I get from new coaches is, Louisa, where can I go to find clients? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to share with you 5 of the top places to go to help you find your first or next paying client. So right off the bat, let me clear a common misconception. There's no, secret place or places that successful coaches know about where all the great clients are hiding. And the reason I say that is because what I'm going to share with you is going to, once I share it, feel like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's not a secret. No, right? But it's about really confirming, okay, these are the places to go. And the rest, it comes down to you getting in front of your clients, sharing great content consistently, having a great offer, and things that I'm going to help you with in some other videos that I'm going to link for you at the end of this one. But first, we're going to establish the 5 places to start to find your first or next paying clients. The first place to look right off the bat, lowest hanging fruit, is your existing network. Now, that can be your existing personal network. It can also be your existing professional network. It really depends on what it is that you are going to be doing in your business and how comfortable you are with the people in your network. But right off the bat, one of the most common concerns I get is, well, Louisa, I don't want to be salesy with people I know. I don't want to have to sell to them. So here's the thing. If someone you know is a good fit to get if they want the results that you can help them with, that's not being salesy. That's you helping them with something that they want help with and being paid in return, being compensated, which you deserve to be. That being said, even if you're not comfortable, there's something you can do to leverage your network. And that is to reach out to people, everyone you know you're comfortable reaching out to, and say, hey, I'm starting this new business. I'm going to help people do this. And I'm good at this because of, my experience, whatever it is that makes you good or able to help people with whatever you're going to help them with. Do you know someone who would be interested in getting help with this? If so, I would so appreciate it if you could connect us. I'm happy to offer them a free 30-minute coaching session in return to first make sure that we're a good fit and to really connect and establish some value, right? So what that does is you can still leverage your existing network either by directly connecting with people who would love to hire you, or if you don't feel great about that, that's okay. You can leverage your network to ask, hey, do you know someone who would want my help with this? And that way, you never know where that might lead. I've had so many clients get their first paying clients from their network that way because someone they knows someone who knows someone who would love to hire them and does end up hiring them because they were connected through people they trust, right? So don't overlook the power of that. The second place to look is really anywhere social media, but I'm going to give you a really specific subsection of social media, and that is to use Facebook groups. Now, Facebook groups have been around for a while. Some of them are really crowded. Some of them are really promotional. That's okay. There's always noise, right? But the truth is, Facebook groups are still one of the best places to connect with your potential clients, because think about it. They are groups where people have gathered together and raised their hand and said, hey, this is something that I am interested in. That's why I'm in this group. And literally the group has done the work for you of gathering your potential clients in one place. And it's up to you to get in front of people, to share great content, and to create that connection that is going to lead to them potentially being interested in hiring you. Now, this does not mean going into a group, spamming your website, saying, hey, if you want help with this, DM me, or randomly messaging people. Do not do that. That does not work. It does not feel good to anybody. Instead, what you want to do is use that as a starting point to connect with potential clients and lead with value, with connection in a way that gets the attention of your potential clients first. I've got another video for you on how to use social media to effectively connect with clients and go from potential clients to actual clients. So I'm going to link that for you either on the screen and or in the description below. So that's place number 2. Place number 3 is really any specific hiring platform. So we're talking Craigslist, Fiverr, and Upwork. I've seen both sides of it. I've had clients, students of mine, get their first paying clients using those platforms, and I've had friends, colleagues, I myself have made hires using those platforms, all three. And so what I recommend you do is to get started, to connect with potential clients, go through the existing kind of job postings, right? They're not even often official job postings. It's people saying, hey, I'm looking for this type of person, help with this. Search for key terms related to the things that you can help people with, and reach out to someone who is a potential client. So that's really straightforward. That's someone who has already said, hey, I'm really interested in getting help with this. I actually am ready and willing to pay for help with this. And so all three of those. And then of course you can also create your own profile, create your own listing, especially on Upwork, which I find to be a really high quality platform. I've hired several people on Upwork when I was starting out as a career coach. I actually got a few clients on, back then it wasn't called Upwork. I believe it was called Elance. But it's the same platform. They just renamed it because they merged with another company. And it was a good way to get started and to start getting the lay of the land. Place number 4 is any industry specific site. And this is a site where people in your industry hang out. So an example that's coming to mind is a former student of mine was a college admissions consultant. And when she was starting out from scratch, she got really creative and she thought, okay, where can I go to get in front of parents who really care about their children's education and want them to get good grades and get everything they need to be able to get into a good college. And so she got on tutoring websites. She went to tutoring websites and went to specifically the part of the website where parents were looking for tutors. And so she responded to some posts. She posted her own postings herself, got some tutoring clients that way. And then after she built that trust with that parent, then said, hey, you've seen me be able to tutor your kid in this subject. I'd love to help them with the overall college admissions process as well, which I thought was really creative and resourceful. And really this applies to any sort of industry. For example, if your clients are programmers, maybe you're a career coach for programmers, or you're a relationship coach for quote unquote nice guys, right? Who just need a little help getting out of the friend zone. Those are two specific students I'm thinking of, or categories of students I'm thinking of, which is why I mentioned them. But you might go to somewhere like Reddit, certain Reddit threads, or Stack Overflow, or GitHub, really specific industry specific sites to get in front of your potential clients. And again, it's the same thing. You don't want to just go out there and say, hey, come and buy from me. That doesn't work, doesn't feel good to anybody. You want to be using that as a jumping off point to start connecting with your potential clients like we talked about before. Place number 5, the final place that we're going to cover, is other people's audiences. And so this is basically, when I say people, it really is any other person, any other company, any other publication, platform, anything where your ideal clients have already gathered. And this is great because someone else has already done the work for you of getting your clients, potential clients, in one place. And so what you're going to do is go to those other people and say, hey, I'd love to get in front of your audience, and I'm happy to share, an interview, an article, some sort of great free training in return for that attention. And if that sounds good to you, let me know. And so what that does is there's an incentive for that person who has spent that time and work building that audience to say, okay, yes, I'm always looking for great content. I know my audience is going to love this. I'm happy to put you in front of my audience in return for this great, valuable content. And so a couple of really common ways that applies is for you to pitch podcasts. So many great podcasts nowadays. And even if you're starting out, if you know and have experience with whatever it is that you are helping people with, which you do, that's what you talk about on the podcast. So you're not saying, hey, I'm established in business, because if you're new, you're not. You're saying, hey, I'm good at whatever it is that I'm helping people with. And even though it's a new business, I'm not new to doing this. And I'm going to share with you some of my best tips for whatever it is that you help people with. That's going to help you really get in front of podcasts or on podcasts and in front of podcast listeners. Same thing for writing articles for websites for the media, right? It's not about how established you are in your business. It's about how do you know what it is that you know? How established are you in that area? And you leverage that to say, hey, look, I've gotten this and this in my career. I've been really navigating my career for this long and gotten great results. And that's what I help people with. I lost this much weight. That's what I help people with, right? Or whatever it is that you help people with in your experiences and your skills that make you credible, that's what you're going to speak to. And so you can do that. Even in terms of communities, people's communities like Facebook groups. We talked about that earlier. Another way to approach it is to reach out to the admin, the owner of a Facebook group, right? That group is their audience, and say, hey, I'd love to share free training with your audience on this, whatever it is. And in return, all I ask is that I be able to let them know, hey, if you're interested in learning more about me, just DM me. Or learning more about hiring me or working with me or getting whatever result with my help, DM me. Or here's my website, or wherever you want to direct them to. And so those are the 5 places to get started with finding your first or next paying client. Now, if you want a little bit more, especially on, okay, what do I do to go from getting in front of someone to getting my first paying client? I've got a great PDF for you on my 15-second script to get your first or next paying client. So I'm going to link that on the screen and or in the description below. And if you want that, you can go to that page, sign up for it, and get the PDF. Now, I also have another video for you on once you start finding your clients and getting in front of them, the only things that you need to be focusing on to get your business to $5,000 to $10,000 per month. Because that's the starting point. That's most likely going to let you be able to leave your job or replace your income or have a great side income, whatever your goal is. But really, that's the first income milestone, consistent 5K or plus months. So I'm going to link that video for you again, either on the screen and or in the description below. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe to be notified when I release a new video every week on building your own online coaching business. And drop me a comment in the comments below on your biggest takeaway from this video. That is it for today. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time.